Hello everybody and welcome to Golfweek.com's 2011 PGA Merchandise Show coverage. I'm Asher Wildman alongside Gene Yasuda and Adam Shupak. Gentlemen, coming into this year's show, everyone was excited about the new equipment to hit, the new things to check out and see. We're not really here to talk about that. We're really here to find out what we're taking away from this year's PGA Merchandise Show. What did we learn? Gene, start with you.
Well, Asher, again, just as you mentioned, typically there is a lot of excitement about products and there's a lot of great innovation here. But what really detracted from that was an undercurrent of the major equipment manufacturers expressing their concern about the lack of growth in the game. And they're not just like worried anymore, they're really demanding radical changes for new ways to play golf and get more people involved.
Adam, I know you were on the floor this week too. What did you hear?
There are a lot of good ideas about how to grow the game and change the game. One of them coming from Barney Adams. He has this idea that the average golfer, not playing from the right set of tees. It's the equivalent of a tour player from over 8,000 yards. So let's move up. He calls it tour length, and this is a way to make the game more fun, and it costs nothing.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Are we about ready to hit a panic button? Where do we stand?
I don't think it's a panic button, but there is definitely a sense of urgency, and I think Barney's idea certainly addresses one point. But again, a lot of the people that I spoke to went far beyond that. And for example, Mark King, the CEO and president of TaylorMade Golf, and again, keep in mind, he was not in favor of this a few years ago, but he is now clearly an advocate for two sets of rules. He's not saying that people can't follow USGA rules, but he wants another set of rules created for recreational players and beginners to really make the game a lot easier to play. And we're talking about maybe expanding the size of the cup, letting people tee up the ball from everywhere out on the golf course so the game can move along more quickly, and certainly creating new types of products that will be even more game improvement than the USGA allows.
Adam?
And then there's also Scott McNeely, the man behind Sun Microsystems, has a great idea of an alternative golf association that, he's looking at golf being comparable to skiing. And in skiing, when that industry was struggling, he came along with snowboarding. It took a little while for it to get acceptance, but once it did, that has turned things around for the ski industry.
All right, guys, final question to kind of wrap this up quickly. This isn't going to be fixed overnight. What are realistic things we might be able to see this coming year, 2011?
Well, I honestly have to think that any major change is probably going to come from outside of the golf industry. It's not a knock on what the USGA or the PGA of America does, but they're traditionalists, and I think it's going to be harder for them to adapt or even advocate for some of these major changes that the manufacturers are asking for.
Yeah, it has to be at a grassroots level because the big issue within the industry is everybody wants to take credit. And this needs to be a collaborative effort and with people not concerned about getting credit for growing the game, but just simply growing it.
All right, well, it'll be interesting to see what 2011 has in store for us. For Adam Shupak, Gene Yasuda, I'm Asher Wildman. That'll wrap up Golfweek.com's coverage of the 2011 PGA Merchandise Show.